But you got to imagine, as you mentioned, Dave, that they're going to find some consistency given how many young players are getting minutes for Toronto. It takes time, it takes repetition, it takes experience, MLS minutes experience to hopefully put together a full 90 minutes.
Good to see him back, not only because of the goal, but just back and healthy, such an important part of DC United. DC United in the black, Toronto in the white, and we're underway the second half. Hope you didn't make plans for your Saturday afternoon. Hope you stay with us as Michael Bradley keeps away from Kamara. Canals gets down on the turf. Shane O'Neill at the back trying to sort it out. Canals, the touch to Flores, and right away, DC United on the front foot. Nahar, Flores, this has some promise, the shot! Well, that's taking a risk from outside the box, but
it certainly is, and it's a decent strike there from Flores as well, just keeping it low on this wet surface, and able to get it between the sticks and test Bono, but positive there for DC United, positive for Edison Flores, who at times has really been hesitant in the final third. Didn't show it in that moment.
Naughton at the back. And Salcedo stayed on. It looked like he had a hamstring injury in that first half. In fact, we're pretty sure he did. He went down for a while, but stayed in the game, the Mexican international. Creating space, Caden Chung. One of the young players that play in the Canadian Premier League. I think it's about to kick off its third season. Imagine that Pacific FC to Halifax road trip. That'll take the start, Chad. That's a long flight. Not that I've ever done it, but I'm just...
At least they don't need to take a bus.
We did that in our days.
Oh, it's a high boot
kick,
there.
yeah. Pozuelo got that boot up. And a yellow card. A boot to the face warrants athletic training attention.
Conversation as well as Hernan Losada is trying to get an explanation as to why it's a yellow and not a red.
Ooh. Studs up and right into Canals'.
Canals just doing what he does, being brave, putting his head in there, and he doesn't go excessively low there, does he? It's a little bit. I mean, obviously a high
Captain
boot there
Stephen
from Pozuelo.
Birnbaum is talking to Remy Touchon. Canals trying to make sure he knows what zip code he's in as he takes that boot to the forehead. Seems to be okay.
Yeah, it's that little dip of...
So it's a yellow, not a red.
Yeah, a little bit. I think that dip there from Russell Canals, just putting his head down rather that he stayed level. Obviously probably wouldn't have won the ball, but that's the reason why it's a yellow card. Russell Canals kind of as much runs into him as
Kamara
kicks him.
to Roberta, using his strength, but Pozuelo interrupts the pass back to Canals. Luca Petrasso. Jeffall steps up. Now Canals. Flores, shadowed by Bradley. Smith making a run. Flores can't reward him because Pozuelo interrupts. Pozuelo playing a lot of defense. And now Pozuelo slowed, illegally so, by Sofian Jeffall.
Frustration there from Flores, just kicking the ball away. He's frustrated with just getting bounced off the ball there from Pozuelo.
Again, the yellow card's to Flores for kicking the ball away. Sofian Jeffall, the rookie, in a critical role. Here's Flores, and there's the yellow card. Getting going this second half. Well, Toronto want to get involved in the proceedings.
Didn't really mention Jonathan Osorio, Canadian international, too much in this match, and it's a bit of concern for both sides, really. If he gets heavily involved, Toronto's the ball is on
Smith.
on Brad Smith. Had him.
Yeah, and he also had Kamara, and that's what Kamara's saying to him. It's, well, you got to make a decision. And he was looking for Robertha, overcooked it a bit.
And that's the moment there in transition. DC United just simply needs to be better. It's this moment right here. It's a good touch. Pick his head up. Robertha's right in between the lines right there. It's a late delivery, and obviously delivery's off in the end, but Toronto FC was just a bit off balance. Lovely little scoop there.
Shot pressured by Canals. But Toronto, Bradley. Pozuelo. Now Toronto, promising build-up. Nahar prevents the cross, but a corner kick. Nicely done by Nahar. In front of their supporters.
This game does have that feeling you mentioned, Dave. Just could go either.
Yeah, it really does.
How quickly this attack comes to fruition. And it's Jimenez just getting to the near post there. The ball's cut out by Andy Nahar, but that's his role. Had created space in behind him for someone else to fill.
Alejandro Pozuelo, 2020 MVP, to provide the service. Steven Birnbaum does what Steven Birnbaum does. Now Osorio. Jaden Nilsson. Left side. Luca Petrasso. He's playing the left wing back. Nilsson gets the service in. Smith. Now O'Neal. Header away at the back. Kamara back defending. Now Robertha. Trying to use his strength to get onto it. But his progress is disrupted.
Figure out why there wasn't a whistle blown there.
Yeah.
That's a touch.
A flick by Jimenez. Didn't fool Birnbaum. RDC United excited the crowd.
So even if Robertha's touch is a bit heavy there, and Alex Bono's going to be able to get to it first. Initially wins the ball, puts it into space and gets taken down.
Well, this is the play we're talking about, that Robertha is going to get onto it. A little hip check there, and there's no other defender behind, and there's no foul call.
There's the last defender there.
Something's brewing for Toronto FC. The cross sizzles. Osorio! Osorio has put Toronto FC on top. As Devin said, a danger point if Osorio gets involved. Scoring goal is getting involved.
Similar to his first goal of the season against FC Dallas, it's Osorio coming in late, willing to be an extra runner into the box. Not fully tracked by DC United. It's a delightful ball across, and it's to the back six, and this is a fantastic finish from Jonathan Osorio. Canadian international. Brad Smith doesn't pick him up, and this is so difficult to do. He's going to ground, just opens up his right boot. He's just trying to get that on target, and he gets enough power with a little bit of a leg swing to beat Hamid to that near post, who's shuffling across. It's the go-ahead goal for Toronto FC.
Yep.
And a fantastic goal for that man.
And a great cross for Toronto FC. As Toronto FC, with the cross, Luca Petrasso is able to cross it. Osorio scores it. And now in the supporters' fog, DC United tries to equalize again. So a corner kick. At least we assume that's the supporters' fog, maybe coming off of Lake Ontario. All right, how about a Gressel special now? 2-1 Toronto now, and they've come back after being down 1-0 to Russell Canals' goal. And as Gressel is about to approach, Remy Touchon is calling over Birnbaum and McNaughton. There's Carlos Salcedo, much the general of the defense. Look at the corner numbers. Gressel the service in. Osorio heads it away. Nahar, a chance to send it back in. And deflected by Pozuelo. Pressured by Pozuelo. Too much so, and DC United has earned a free kick, and Pozuelo's going to get a yellow card. And this is what he called against Flores, so he's just calling it consistent. And again, this is a point of emphasis this year by Pro, is this kind of senseless time wasting.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep the game moving. It's well done from Nahar, whose initial ball in was blocked by Pozuelo. Nahar able to win it back, draw the foul, and then frustration there. That's out. Wins himself a yellow card, does Pozuelo.
Wrestle. Nahar. Wrestle. Now Jeff Alt.
It's going to be a corner for DC.
Yep.
It's just something off the training ground there. Julian Gressel just playing it to Nahar, who lays it back.
But that's shooting from outside the box. You win a corner kick.
Jafal listened to the pregame.
Yes, well, that's Luciano and Emilio. You were on about it. Take shots, take risks. Corner kick sizzled in. Popcorn's loose as Jaden Nilsson scissors it away. Peyton Chung, but he can't get onto it. Heinz Ike instead. Flores. Edison Flores. Be a corner kick. No, goal kick, pardon me.
The lineman and the man in the middle were just looking at each other.
I was waiting for the signal.
This ball from Petrasso was just simply fantastic, and that is not an easy finish. Going to ground does enough just to get power behind it, as well as accuracy just with the inside of his right foot. And again, similar play. First goal of the year against FC Dallas. It's Jonathan Osorio nearly duplicating exactly what happened down there in Dallas. He does a really good job at timing his runs in the box, which when it's those deep line midfielder runs aren't always tracked through midfield. Defenders either have a man or just don't pick it up, and in this moment, DC just simply didn't pick him up.
Foul and a free kick. There he is, Michael Bradley. Still remember him just having some fun as a 4 or 5-year-old at United's training ground.
Yeah, he did a lot of training with DC United as a youngster.
Yeah, a real youngster. It's not bad when you come home from school and it's Marco Echeverri and Jaime Moreno. You can knock the ball around with. He's at the old football team's training ground, the United American football team's training ground. Team that's now called the Washington Commanders. 2-1 Toronto on top of DC. Back when DC United got that training ground in '96, they were way ahead of every other club at MLS. Of course, now as DC United has a facility, it's just so exciting what's going on out in Loudoun with Segra Field and Loudoun United, and we're talking about players developing at Loudoun United and players, developing so well. We talked so much about Kevin Paredes, but Chris Durkin is, still playing in Belgium and. Again, this is what the future of this game in this country is about. The pro clubs like DC United developing players, and DC United has been ahead of that curve. And back to Bill Hamid and Andy Nahar, who just gets a touch on the ball. Now that construction out in Loudoun, the training facility. Now Jaden Nilsson down behind the defense. Hamid sprawls for the save. He had his Jimenez as an option, but decided to take his own.
And Andy Nahar, he's got to have a conversation with Birnbaum there, no doubt. Birnbaum frustrated with him because Andy Nahar had no reason to go to ground there with the sliding effort. Just continue to run back, get behind Nelson there. Led to a moment of, could have been a really good opportunity for TFC.
Jeff Hall. Brad Smith, that's a beautiful ball. They're queuing up, but Brad Smith can't get the cross past McNaughton.
It's good transitional defending there from TFC. McNaughton just taking up that 6-yard spot, recognizing where the space was and where the runners were probably going to come from. Brad Smith trying to pick out Edison Flores, who was coming in late, but it all really started with just a lovely diagonal ball from Jafal, who's shown this already 5 or 6 times today. Just putting the right weight on it, right in stride, to Brad Smith, and you can see Edison Flores just coming in atop the 6, but well picked out there by McNaughton.
All right, Gressel. Nahar, they have wonderful training ground stuff on set pieces. Nahar, service. And Bono is able to snare it. Petrasso had that cross that led to the leading goal. Flores stride for stride. No foul. Good defending by Flores.
Petrasso showing a little bit why there's been conversations about him being like a little bit of Ryan Giggs-like game. Got some wheels. Very good on the dribble. Showing some speed there. Edison Flores without the ball able to keep up with him. We've seen his delivery already. He's the one who got the assist for Jonathan Osorio. TFC's second goal at the corner as well. It's a busy afternoon.
All right, DC United. Heinz Ike. Mentioned Loudoun United. We encourage you to get out the Segra Field. It's never in my wildest dreams that we'd have another stadium, a training ground. They're playing New York Red Bulls 2 today. That's Kamara trapping it down. Trying to organize the defense. Flores, Jeffo for Heinz Ike. Flores for Smith. Gressel getting up. Well defended by Petrasso. Birnbaum gets involved. Jeffo caresses it down. Kamara trying to hold it up. Or pardon me, Robertha. Gressel. That wasn't too much spice on it. So Griffin Yao is going to come in for Nigel Robertha. Well, Robertha, the assist on Knaus's opening goal, and I thought he provided so much for DC United.
I thought it was a great start for him. This is his first start of the 2022 campaign, and obviously gets an assist, but he asked some questions of TFC's back line as well. Good in hold-up play, which again, kind of discussed in the first half, that DC hasn't been stellar at hold-up play and playing through the number 9s, the two forwards, and the relationship between him and Ola Kamara looked bright at times as well. Now it's Griffin Yao who's getting the call up, and we know he can just create chaos in the final third through his ability to dribble and ask questions of defenders.
Well, again, it gets back to taking risk. He will take players 1v1, and as Bob Bradley talks to Pozuelo, not sure how that conversation's going. What do you think they're... Getting back to Griffin Yao, though, we know if you're a defender and you're tired, the last thing you want is Griffin Yao coming at you. A lot of energy from Griffin Yao, and that's what DC United looks for him to provide, and provide the impetus for the equalizing goal. This does not look good for Caden Chung.
And you wonder if DC's it doesn't, and hopefully he'll, if not be able to continue, then get back on the field shortly. But if you're DC, you wonder if they're going to go back to more of a 4-2-3-1, allow Kamara just to be that lone number 9 up top, Griffin Yao underneath. CFC's having some success in terms of going down the left side. Luca Petrasso has been really dangerous. Griffin Yao can certainly help in that regard.
I have all of it, everything.
All right, we have Chung coming off. It looks like he will not continue. And is that a Char that's coming on for Toronto? We'll wait for the official. So yes, the subs have not happened, but Char spent 4 years at Georgetown, captained the Hoyas. The 2019 title is about to come on. So and Jaquil Marshall-Ruddy will come on. Ruddy's a 17-year-old Canadian winger. Made his Toronto FC debut at the age of 16. So we've talked about these homegrown players, 10 on the Toronto FC rosters. And here's the player we mentioned, Evanyachi Achara, spent 4 years at Georgetown. At Georgetown, we talk, and we need to celebrate Georgetown as well. I mean, Maryland continued to celebrate, but Georgetown not only winning a title, but continues to emerge as a local college soccer power. 2-1 Toronto FC.
I don't know. They knocked WVU out of the
West Virginia.
Yeah, preventing them from getting to the College Cup semifinal. No, they've been fantastic.
Well, we
over
mentioned
the past
Maryland
decade plus
because they kind of provided such a school. I would argue that UCLA right in there, but the pipeline of MLS. But now you're seeing more coming from Georgetown. Marshall Ruddy with a throw-in, the touchback. 2-1 our scoreline. Osorio putting Toronto FC ahead here in the second half.
And there's a goal in this game for
there
TC.
There really is. And this is a game, is it fair to say, look, it's there for either team. You wouldn't argue that either team has played the better game or been the better team, would you?
No, I would just say Toronto's been a bit more clinical. I mean, they get a goal off a set piece, just DC unable to defend the corner in the first half, which got Toronto back in this game. And
Bradley goes down, and Jeff Fall gets called for the foul.
The left side for Toronto has been really bright.
Now Hart keeps away from Achara, but now Osorio. Achara goes down. Toronto fans looking for a whistle that didn't come.
Achara maybe just got tangled up with the ball there under his feet.
You look at the player reaction, there was not any shouts that I noticed from Toronto players. Marshall Ruddy and runs into Brad Smith. That's what you do with a 17-year-old, right? Just
run into him. I don't think it's going to shake this 17-year-old. He's got a lot of quality. Char just getting in the box, and a little touch there from Andy Nahar with the outside of his right boot, and Char goes to ground, but
never a penalty.
Never was.
Can we thank you for finding us this afternoon on NBC Sports Washington, your support of DC United Soccer. We showed you have to have a lot of home day. Oh no, this is Achara. Hamid stones him. Not going to beat Bill Hamid. Perfect position. Cannot get it past Bill Hamid. He is the rock of DC United. If we weren't in Toronto, but I can hear fans at home chanting, Bill Hamid.
Just a brilliant save there from Hamid. He was brave. Achara had just run in behind Jimenez, who I'm not sure kind of impeded Heinz' ability to jump there, which allowed the ball to fall kindly for Achara behind the back line, and Hamid just doing what Bill Hamid does.
All right, now reward his save with an equalizing goal. Look at the possession numbers. They're getting more equal. Gressel. Smith caresses it down. Slots it through, trying to link up top. It's hit there by Birnbaum, and now Pozuelo. Bradley. You got Evanyachi Achara. Jimenez prowling up top as Toronto, they won all 3 points, their first win of the year. Setting up for a fantastic finish here in Toronto. Last 20 minutes or so ahead. Nahar. Heinz in stride. He's got Smith to his left. Switch it. Can Gressel get to it? He does. Yao makes a run. Griffin Yao slaloms into the box. Bono the save. Kamara was there at the 6.
This is bright from Griffin Yao. It's a clever little touch and turn there. And just trying to go with a little quick release shot right through the legs of O'Neal. Ola Kamara asking him to slot that across, but Griffin Yao did a good job even just getting a shot off, given the numbers quickly closing in on him, and that's exactly why you bring Griffin Yao on. He's
just
dangerous in the final third.
Nutmeg, and there we go. Flores.
You can see he's kind of got a bit of a free roll, just drifting underneath Ola Kamara. Just really allowing Julian Gressel to maintain that sort of space out on the far side.
All right, Jeffel to Nahar. Potential here. The cross, Flores going after him, but Bono there first. Thought that might be the moment.
It's a dangerous ball in from Julian Gressel, right in stride. Edison Flores, I thought real time Dave appeared to be there, and I think he was. He even maybe got a little touch to it. Just
a little blue paint would be on that ball. Just nicked it with his toe.
He just felt the pressure coming from Bono. Didn't want to get taken out. Just doesn't do full extension there with his left foot. This is Edison Flores. We see a burn bomb going to ground here off the back. Just lands uncomfortably.
That doesn't feel good.
It's just like a frustration face from him.
Yeah.
Knowing Jimenez just essentially knocked him out of balance.
Gressel squirts it to Nahar.
Never fun when you're a center back going up for a header and a forward just takes your legs out like that. Just throws you off balance and just landing on your hips of your back.
Gravity's a tough one.
Always felt it's a little bit of a cheap shot for forwards to do that. It's me as a former center back talking.
You got Gressel out there in open space, a lot of space. Canals making a run. Gressel serving it in, headed down by Flores. Marshall Ruddy heads it out of the box. Nahar, uh-oh. That'll be a yellow. Nahar from the side.
DC in a good spot there to pick up the second ball. Jafal and Griffin Yao, just miscommunication there. They ended up kind of stealing it from each other, and Achara takes it with a hefty touch trying to get around Andy Nahar. That's a hard challenge there from Andy. Wouldn't be surprised if this has a second look given the right leg coming through. A trailing leg with a little bit extra there from Andy Nahar.
So Nahar, yellow card. One goal separating these teams. Toronto, the only team to score in the second half. Jonathan Osorio, the goal. Luca Petrasso, the assist after Roberta set up Canals for the opening goal. And it was Petrasso on that corner kick that set up Pozuelo for the first goal for Toronto. Bill Lemay, a game-saving save on Ochara. Some of your storylines from this one.
You can see DC United's ideas.
Yep.
Building through the middle of the park, obviously going direct with that moment there down the channel to Griffin Yao, who had drifted over to this near side. But
well, look what they have, a throw-in. It's important to pick your time when you go for that long ball. When you stay patient. Heinz Ike. Fall.
They've shifted some balance, which has allowed Julian Gressel a bit more time and space than we saw him have in the first half.
Had it swinging, just misconnected. But good idea. What other options might be in the making for DC United? Inch closer to the 75th minute. The 74th minute now. Bradley. Head to Pozuelo. Marshall Ruddy making a run. Going at Smith. This could be trouble. Nahar keeps it away from Achara. Trapped down by Osorio. Petrasso. Now to Bradley. Working in tight corners. Toronto keeps possession. Not, we'll play it back to his keeper, Alex Bono. And here are reasons to pace watching this one. Toronto Pushing for the 3 points, DC United trying to get back level. And we have a foul by Russell Knaus. So he went into the back of Jimenez.
Yeah, Knaus a little frustrated there because he felt he won the ball first. It's just a little heavy touch there, and then Knaus reads it. Little Birnbaum, little push through the back there.
Well, speaking of player developments, Ted DiPietro, homegrown player, signed his homegrown deal January 12th. 17th homegrown in DC United history. 7 goals and 3 assists with Loudoun United last season. And that's what I was just talking about. What's the excitement that's going on with this club? And so many people have been saying, can't wait to see him add to the DC equation. DiPietro is on. 76 minute, but first defensive work to be done. Petrasso to the right. Pozuelo to the left. Pozuelo sending it in. And looking for McNaughton, the big defender. It'll be a corner kick. 77th minute. I'm sorry, anytime Pozuelo touches the ball, it's
a dangerous ball in. You
dangerous.
You could see Julian Gressel trying to get out of the way as well, just wanting it to drift over the end line there, but couldn't do so. Now having to deal with the corner.
Pozuelo, Heinzike got ahead on it. Whatever sunshine we saw in the first half has definitely gone away. Hart keeping this away from Pozuelo as Petrasso was trying to link up with him. Well done by Griffin Yao. DiPietro a surge. Has he drawn a foul? He has. And DC United has a free kick. A yellow card to Shane O'Neill. And Ted DiPietro just on for United, making a difference.
Showing some wheels here. Then it's O'Neill just coming through. Yeah, I think it kind of is a little bit of a shoulder to shoulder there. O'Neill had taken up a good position defensively, hence his frustration.
Yellow card as well issued to Shane O'Neill.
Understand the situation. It seems to be a counter for DC, but he had every right to go for that ball, and it was a shoulder to shoulder against DiPietro. But you love to see that from DiPietro getting involved quickly, looking confident on the counter.
Brad Smith over the ball for DC United. Looking for the equalizer. Pozuelo having his talking.
DC's kind of struggled with getting it over the first man off of set pieces in this position. Similar positions throughout the afternoon. Brad Smith has to get over that first defender of TFC.
Brad Smith looking for Gressel and picked out at the top. A throw coming up for DC United.
I think they may have seen that before. Well read there by TFC. You like the idea though from DC United, just trying something
different. Shake it up.
Yep.
And DC and I work so hard in set pieces. Why not? It's so much a part of the game.
They've had success with them in the past.
Wrestle the long ball. Salcedo defending. Knaus doing well to hold it up. Slots it ahead for Gressel. It'll be a throw-in as Petrasso is able to put it off Gressel. Approaching the 80th minute. Toronto still hanging on to a 2-1 lead. The rain is coming down again. It's appropriate they're doing the Icelandic chop. Sure, there's probably an Icelandic chap in the crowd, but there's... That's the thing about being a fan. Sometimes you're not a fan, you're just got their cell phone working.
Document everything, Dave.
Then how can you be a fan? For all that build-up, Toronto fans excited about their cheering, but not what their team's doing right now. All right. 10 minutes and change. Hindsight able to stroll ahead. Smith getting the service in. Popcorn to the 6. Salcedo does the housekeeping. Birnbaum. Smith. Smith, nice little flick to get it to Kamara to settle it. Harb. It's inside track. Jafal. Luca Petrasso to the left. Way to the low. It's not going to get to Brad Smith. Throw-in coming up for Toronto. Our Loudon Economic Development stat pack, as we were talking about. Segra Field and home in Loudon United in the training facility. DC United, wonderful partners with Loudon County, Virginia. So Toronto still the lead in possession. That's no surprise. It's not a goal in this one.
There is.
Who's going to score it? Nahar. Spank it to safety. Foul by McNaughton. And a card as well as he went into the back of Kamara.
And it's because he leads with his left forearm. He gets it up. Just to find Ola Kamara there, but he knows what he's doing in that moment, McNaughton.
There it is, yep. No question. All right, set piece. Seemed like a long time ago, Russell Canal started the scoring. Nahar's pass not what he wanted. And now Toronto is Griffin Yao trying to ride Luca Petrasso. Petrasso able to power through. Yao will get a yellow card.
Well, Petrasso does power through Griffin Yao's challenge, and you can see it starts right here just as he enters the offensive half. Well, play to continue, but couldn't connect the pass, so now they're going to stop.
Two young
Bring it back for a set piece.
Going at it. Petrasso is only 21 years old. So Jesus Jimenez's day is done, ending his strength of being involved in a goal in each game. So Kosi Thompson checks in, 19-year-old Canadian midfielder. There's a string of...
They have age limits in MLS now?
I was just going to say,
Is that what
is anybody over 20? Well, I guess...
If you can drive to practice, you're not allowed to play.
Well, Thompson, again, one of their 10 homegrown players. And his service in. Salcedo bites it. But the same as we just entered the game, Ted Pietro, can be said about DC United. So two teams looking for not only current success, but future success by developing their own. Be a throw-in for Toronto. There's time for DC. What has to happen?
They've got to be able to literally just be clinical inside the final third. Even if it's one opportunity, if it's a set piece, if it's one quick transition, I think they're going to create that opportunity. They've just got to be clinical when they do.
And look, you'll take 7 points from 4 matches. A couple on the road. You take a point across the border, but right now they don't have anything. Show for their trip to Toronto. So we get into the 85th minute.
So I think they'll find a moment where they have the ball. They can spray it out wide to Julian Gressel, who's 5'8" yards of space. We know his delivery ability. I think when that moment comes, if they're able to capitalize off a good service.
Canales kicks it.
Gotta deal with him first, Achara.
Achara gets onto it. Achara, a shot kind of muffed. And Nahar, pressure by Thompson. Now Bradley, trapped down by O'Neal. And real estate run out of on the far side. But not time running out for DC United. Still plenty. Pietro. Nicely done to get it to Nahar. And Yao making a probing run. O'Neal and Yao tangled up. So free kick for Toronto. And now it's 21,000 plus in Toronto on this rainy day. Listen, we told you it's coming in Atlanta. We're back from the international break. Atlanta United in his town. Ticketmaster is the official ticketing partner of DC United. Again, can't make it to the stadium. We kick things off at 7. Remember our Audi pre-match show on NBC Sports Washington. Hope you join us for that. We have a lot of fun with that. But we'd like to see you out here at Audi Field. I had a great crowd. The last time when the temperature was above freezing. Still, you know what? Big shout out to the supporters who showed up last week. Kamara, still impressed with that crowd against Chicago. Service in is out. '87th minute.
You talk about the crowd last weekend against Chicago. They certainly braved the elements. It was, to say miserable was a bit of an understatement.
You're still looking purple. No, seriously, shout out to, as I was able to watch that game online and just always they make you so proud, the DC United supporters, and showing up at full voice in all kinds of weather. I'll guarantee you sunshine on April 2nd.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You write that down.
Write that down. Griffin Yao. With all due respect to DC weather forecasters, my guarantee is probably as good as anyone else's, but it's tough to predict weather in the Mid-Atlantic. We've got the best. For DC United. Moments, you believe they've done enough to deserve a point, but right now Toronto's got all three. Luca Petrasso trying to get around Marshall Ruddy. Can lead to a turnover. Does Heinz Ike, nice touch to get it to Brad Smith. Luca Petrasso, clever flick to Smith. Smith gets a cross off, takes a United bounce. Gressel gets a heel on it. Now Griffin Yao, and he's fouled. Free kick. Foul by Thompson.
Just important touches there from DC United players. In one moment, it was Julian Gressel just knocking it to Canalson as Canalson's kind of falling to the ground. It's a little toe poke to Griffin Yao atop the D. Right there, just a little touch there. And a little Cruyff from Griffin Yao. Invites a whack from Thompson, which invites an inviting position from a dead ball for DC United. 89th minute of this match.
All right, here we go.
And it's a good distance out from goal, Dave.
What do you think, 25?
Sitting centrally. 24.
You say 24? I say 25, you say 24? Okay. Jeff Fall.
Jeff Fall may go with some power here. Or is it Julian Gressel who's going to hit a bender?
Jeff Fall, the approach, the shot into the wall. Nahar, service in. Jeff Fall. Marshall Ruddy gets in front of Brad Smith. And now he'll use some clock and take a stroll and draw a foul. Now we have a player down. Maybe it happened after the shot was drilled. Faro will come on for Julian Gressel.
Substitution for DC
And not sure what that's about. Let's see what happened here. Ooh, could have been Salcedo and McNaughton. I think they actually knocked heads. And then Salcedo's still playing through it. He's in a lot of discomfort, but look at him playing through until the ball is to safety. But I think he knocked heads with McNaughton.
Ladies and gentlemen, the court official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 6 minutes.
6 minutes of stoppage time. So that's why you hear boos in Toronto. They are so close to 3 points.
Yeah, with Julian Gressel coming out, the only thing I can imagine is they're trying to get Andy Nahar higher up the field while creating some sort of balance defensively. You can't
With
just leave
Alfaro back,
Birnbaum.
yeah, that makes
with
sense.
Tony Alfaro coming in. Can't just leave Birnbaum and Heinzike to defend against Toronto themselves. So Tony Alfaro will come in, provide some sort of stability as they allow Andy Nahar to just, no doubt, have a free roll on the right side.
There he is, Mexican international, Carlos Salcedo. Played through a hamstring injury that suffered in the first half. Into our stoppage time, no doubt a little bit more will be added on, a minimum of 6 minutes. McNaughton. Di Pietro can't get onto it. And we have another foul.
Pozuelo as well.
So another free kick that works into Toronto's favor to use the clock. Dream start for DC United, Canal's first half goal, but Toronto has been able to keep them off the board since. Di Pietro trying to get up the left flank. Bradley intervenes. Toronto certainly keeping numbers back. Rafinha. Touch failed him as he tried to get it back to Nahar.
Love a little flick there from Andy Nahar, though, allowing DC there to maintain possession.
Shane O'Neill with the header. This is Alfaro. And Alfaro up top. Birnbaum flicks it ahead. He's trying to link up with Kamara. United, they've got to put the pressure on now to get that so desired point.
And you can see now why Tony Alfaro has come in, allowing Steven Birnbaum to just play up top next to Ola Kamara. DC going direct here. Hoping for Birnbaum to win a header and have runners off his shoulders.
There's time. There's time in this game. Alfaro. Too much. Bono easily collects. Trying to link up with Kamara up top. Alfaro wins the header. Hopeful ball. More hope than anything else. Alfaro again. See Birnbaum involved up top. McNaughton. Heinzike keeps it away from Achara. Lamita had a huge save in the second half on Ochar that even has United the chance for a point. Heinzike. Brad Smith. Your fans whistling, but there's still a couple of minutes of stoppage time here. This does not look at the watch time. Griffin Yao, the flick for Nahar. Osorio interrupts. Nahar a foul on Osorio, who right now has the game-winning goal. Salcedo's still in there. Knock of the head, a hamstring. Not going to get him out. All right. Well, DC might still have another chance, but if they don't, and we're only talking 6 points from 4 matches, you still take that. It's about gathering points. This is a long journey, my friends. Again, Toronto, if they can get this, this will be their first win. I'm not trying to put a spin on it. It's just the reality of life in the MLS. So now Osorio trying to waste time. And throwing coming up. And time, there might not be another opportunity for DC United. They certainly don't think so, as they started really getting the celebration mode. Hindsight. Oh. Turnover. Marshall Ruddy intervenes. And it's going to be a free kick. So,
you can tell there from hindsight.
There was an injury right as we started stoppage time, so maybe 30 or so seconds, but I think the 3 points are going to belong to those supporters. To bring it back. Bradley. Now it's probably look at the watch time. Well, not interested in a chance, just trying to keep possession. Be a throw in for Toronto FC. That's it, Toronto FC. Now there's only 5 winless teams in MLS. The home team, Toronto FC, their first 3 points, and the first 3 points for that man's father. Bob Bradley is head coach of Toronto FC. Bob Bradley has his first win as coach of Toronto. 2-1 the final. DC United unable to at least share the points. More in a moment as we continue on NBC Sports Washington.